All right, so can we just get into the befores? No, let's get into the afters.
Back in that bag again. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Hey.
Okay. Hey guys, I feel like it has been a minute. I am so sorry. I actually went on a nice 6-day vacation in the mountains. It was beautiful. And so I haven't been able to film. I actually filmed a little bit while I was there, but that's gonna be in another vlog. But today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys my entire reset plan on how I stay focused on my fitness goals, just overall health and wellness. And I kind of thought about this while I was out in the mountains, and I was like, why don't I just make a video just to share with you guys what I do to stay on track throughout the year. So I have my New Year's resolutions just like everyone else. But as far as wellness, fitness, health, and just keeping myself on track, not just once for the year in January, February, March, when people typically make their New Year's resolutions, but how I stay on track all year long. So stay tuned, it's coming up next. Now I know I generally talk fast, so I'm gonna try to slow it down for you guys because you guys always say that I talk too fast. And I really wanna have a conversation with you guys in this video because I think it's really important that in regards to weight loss, in regards to health, that you focus more on your health than weight loss. Because when you set weight loss as your goal, then once you hit it or even just get close to it, that's it, you're done, and you kind of revert back to your old ways. When you focus on your health and focus on your health consistently, it is no longer a goal, it's a lifestyle. And that's what I'm trying to help you guys achieve today. Because once you do that, you're not constantly calorie counting, you're not constantly in your head about what meals you can make, and it takes a lot of the stress off, which I'll also get into stress later in this video. But so you can actually keep this and sustain it and have it to maintain you through the rest of your life, not just a goal or target you're trying to hit. Because when you do it that way, you're just gonna revert back to your old ways and it's not sustainable. Now I showed you guys some before and after pictures at the beginning of this video, but I wanted to be very clear with you guys. Those before and after pictures were not a result of me trying to lose weight. Those before and after pictures were a result of me focusing on my gut health. So I noticed that I had a lot of acne, I had excess weight in my midsection, I had fat on my back, I was tired all the time, I had really weird symptoms. So I ended up going to a functional doctor and they found that my gut was in dysbiosis. Most Americans' guts are in dysbiosis and it caused all the symptoms that I just named, as well as ADD, ADHD. You guys probably see me do videos on this before if you're not new here. And what I did is I went on a routine to really focus on my gut health, and that is what made me lose all of that weight. And I'm gonna tell you guys exactly how I did that. This is the real meat of the video right here because I was not focusing on weight loss at all. So what I did is I had to eliminate refined sugars from my diet. When I eliminated sugars from my diet, and if you don't know, sugars actually feed good and bad bacteria in your gut. But when you have too much bad bacteria in your gut, then the bad bacteria is really what's gonna feed off of that, and it's gonna cause you to feel lethargic. It's gonna cause you to feel like you don't have a lot of mental clarity. It's gonna give you acne, your hair is gonna start thinning, all of these insane side effects that most of us have, but we just don't realize it. And so when I cut those refined sugars and focused on feeding my body probiotic rich foods, it eliminated all of that. I'm telling you guys, the weight just shed off. My skin was clearer, my hair was shinier, I had lots more energy, my mental clarity was just top tier. Look at my skin. I'm gonna show you guys a before picture. Let me scoot over. I'm gonna show you guys a before picture of what my skin was then versus what my skin is now. And this is what I mean when I say really focusing on your health, because it's going to show everywhere. Now, in regards to fitness, what really works for me is a fitness app called Move With Us. This is not sponsored. This is genuinely what I use. I'll leave like a screenshot here because I don't always have time to go to the gym. So I will work out right here at home. And honestly, this is the best app any type of fitness program that I've ever used, this has been the best and completely transformed my body. I'll make sure to leave the link in the description box below, but you also have to do whatever works for you. But for me, it's just working out at home because again, it also helps to de-stress. Guys, when you are stressed, and I feel there's always a lot of stress around dieting and fitness, when you're stressed out like that, it releases a chemical called cortisol, and that actually adds more weight to your midsection, which is what we're trying to avoid. So make sure you are not putting a lot of stress or removing as much stress as possible in regards to your health and wellness journey. Another thing that helped me out a great deal was meal prepping and meal planning, because I always found that I would get so busy throughout the day that I would just eat whatever was left over on my son's plate or I would grab a quick snack or what have you. Like, I didn't have any real organization around my food. So I use a meal service called HelloFresh. It is such a game changer for me. They deliver food right to your doorstep, and they have a selection of menus that you can choose from. I like to do the high protein one because, as I told you guys, I try to avoid too many refined sugars or sugar forming foods, anything that's going to feed bad bacteria in my gut. But they have lots of kid friendly menus. You just have to look and see what they have that kind of caters to you and what works for you. But I like it because, like I said, I'm really busy. So they also have a menu that is good for my son. It's easy, it's quick, all of their food is fresh. All I have to do is warm it up. I'm done in about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna make sure to leave a QR code and a link for them in the description box. Game changer. Also, another thing that I wanna share with you guys in regards to diet, I'm smiling because I see people doing this so often and it kind of drives me crazy, is when you are going on these extreme fasts, when you stay on it for a long period of time, when you're only having juices to detox or what have you, is you end up causing your body to go into a preservation state because your body genuinely has no idea when the next meal is coming in. So it's gonna hold on to all the fat. You're gonna lose a lot of water weight. You're going to lose muscle mass, which is the opposite of what we're trying to do because muscle actually burns fat. And then also it's gonna slow your metabolism down because your body is gonna think, I don't know when my next meal is gonna come in, so I'm gonna hold on to all of this and I'm gonna slow the metabolism down. And then you're gonna eventually end up just being worse as the time goes on, because when you go back to eat again, your body is gonna hold on to it. Like, hey, I better hold on to this because I don't know when the next meal is coming in. So please, if you can, try to avoid that. In regards to gut health, all you have to do truly is give your body enough probiotics and rebalance your gut. Probiotics, when I say probiotics, you don't know what I'm referring to. I'm talking about things like kimchi, bee kvass, sauerkraut, coconut kefir, there's so many others. Yogurt that has probiotics in it, and I'm referring to live probiotics. Guys, I'm telling you that that's all you have to do to get your gut back into symbiosis, because then what happens is once your gut is in symbiosis, it helps you to properly assimilate all of the nutrients from that food, because when your gut balance is off, you're not properly assimilating nutrients, and so you're always constantly hungry because your body is not getting the nutrients that it needs from your food. But when your gut is in symbiosis and you heal your gut, then all of your foods that you're ingesting, you're getting the nutrients and the vitamins from it, and you're not hungry anymore. All of the sugar cravings, the excess cravings for lots of different foods like junk foods and so on, that is simply coming from your gut not being in synergy. You know, the funny thing about it all is when people think weight loss, they generally think less food intake, when actually it's the other way around. In order to really have a full holistic approach to health and well-being, we're talking about for a lifetime, right? You need to intake more of a variety of different types of foods so your body can take in that nutrients. We're talking about things like nuts, seeds, vegetables, fruits, incorporating that into your daily lifestyle. Me personally, I like to make sure I have estrogen-rich foods because I like my hips and I like my butt. So I have things like flax seeds, or I make sure to include pumpkin seeds in my diet because pumpkin seeds are high in selenium, vitamin E, also kills bad bacteria in the gut. I make sure to have like a very colorful plate, and it takes away the stress around what you can eat that day because you're more focused on what is really gonna nourish you. Okay, so I make sure to have things that are high in vitamin C. It's great for your skin. I make sure to have things that are high in probiotics and biotin. That's good for your hair. That's good for your skin. Just whatever you're working on, make sure you're having that in a food source so you can see it reflected on the outside. Girl, and make sure you are eliminating stress. And I'm talking about these boys. Somebody had to say it. But make sure you're eliminating stress in all areas of your life, no matter where it is. If you can figure out a way to de-stress around that and remove that because we're trying to avoid any excess cortisol in our bodies. You also want to make sure that you're focused on making sure you get enough sleep, getting enough water intake. I know people say that all the time, but water, make sure you're getting in that water intake as well. Try to make sure I didn't leave anything out. Probiotic rich foods, did I say that? Yeah, I always say that. If you guys have any questions for me, leave it in the description box. Don't forget to check out HelloFresh, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Back in that bag again. Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 hey. Back in that.